Hello there, everybody. How are you all doing today? Hopefully, everybody's having an excellent day today. My day is pretty good so far because it's actually working today. The stream is actually going, we're actually live, and there's no drops in frames. Yeah, everything is telling me we're good. Look at this. This is beautiful. Excuse me. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Well, as far as I can tell, we're looking beautiful. We're gonna say we're looking beautiful because I don't want to worry about it today. I wish to not worry about it today. I wish to play video game and enjoy. All right, so today we are going to be playing, much like we were the other day, a little game called The King's Dilemma Chronicles, which was a game given to me by the devs of this game to play and try out because I was interested and I wanted to try it. So I was like, hey, can I have a key, please? Because I'm doing Resident Evil stuff, I didn't want to, buy it right away. I was going to buy it later, but I decided, well, Resident Evil stuff happening, I'll buy it later. And then I was like, well, I'll request it, and if I get it, then I'll take that as a sign to play it. And I got it. And I figure it's a short enough thing anyway. Apparently, well, that's the thing. I don't know how long this is going to be of a series. Because number one, I hear it doesn't really take that long to get through a full game. I hear it takes like 4 hours or something. It's based off a board game, so it makes sense. You're probably supposed to play it multiple times. But in my case, I don't know if I'm going to play through it multiple times. We'll see. Or at least multiple times on stream. We'll see if I do it maybe just by myself or something, right? But we'll see. So I'm not too sure if this is going to be 1 session, 2 sessions. I think 2 sessions at maximum. But that's going to depend, right, on how much we actually do get through. Now, I did look at all this before. We're looking good. The audio levels are good, I think. Hey, Bass Backwards, welcome back to the stream. How you doing today, friendo? Hopefully you're doing well. We also have a gallery, which I don't know what this is all about. So we're going to hop right in. So this game contains disturbing images and scenes of implied violence, references to slavery, abuse, racism, physical violence, domestic abuse, suicide. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, because I think the premise of the game is you play an advisor to the king, and you're supposed to vote on various matters related to the king, I believe. You're not the king himself. You're doing pretty well? Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Welcome to the kingdom of Ankist, a place of daring expeditions, gruesome battles, and arcane mysteries. Located in the northern continent of Liwick, or probably Livick. Fictional name. Probably can say it however you want. Ankist is one of the largest kingdoms of the known world, but it is not the only one. The kingdom of Mihir to the northwest advanced both culturally and technologically. The small and harmless kingdom of Sidlata to the south, with its stingy lands. The Republic of Kaupias to the northeast, with commercial abilities beyond imagination. The Taskukian Empire to the distant east, where the emperor lives in opulence while the people struggle. The southern continent, barely explored, is only known for the fierce ivory desert and the tales and legends shared by the few foreign travelers venturing to our lands. This is making me want to play Mount and Blade. I'd say Mountain Blade, but if I say it like that with how I talk, then it sounds like Mountain Blade, which sounds really weird. Ankist has been enjoying several decades of peace, but less than 2 centuries ago it was divided into many small kingdoms and raider tribes. Conquered in wars or united by diplomacy over the centuries to be incorporated as duchies or marks. Little is known about what happened before this age of fragmentation, but what we know for sure is that all the lands of the known world were ruled by several lost civilizations throughout the ages. What caused these civilizations to fall is unclear. You are going to assume the role of head of the council, a governing body ruling in the name of the king located in Libra, the capital city of Ankist. Sorry, my throat is still kind of messed up. Before you begin, take a quick test to determine the house that suits you best. Okay, so we take a test. In a financial crisis, is it moral to sacrifice knowledge in order to save money? No, you always want to keep knowledge, because knowledge is always power, and you can't really advance without knowledge, right? So I'm gonna say nay. Is it okay to restrict certain religious practices that clash with the established cult? No. I'm assuming this is like a secular kind of thing. I don't believe so. I mean, depends on the practice, I guess. Like, if it's human sacrifice and slavery, like they mentioned, then maybe, yeah, that might... I mean, that would probably be worth restricting, because that's not good. I'm gonna say nay, because I'm trying to think of religious practices that would be like that. I'm gonna say nay. If a neighboring country gets invaded, do we step in to support them? If they're friends, aye. With childbirths on decline, do we strongly incentivize families to have children? Well, this one doesn't really have a positive or a negative, because you're just like, hey, have kids, have money. I mean, we've done that. I mean, I don't think it was to incentivize childbirths necessarily, but I mean, I know my province had a thing where it was like, oh, you have a kid, we get a little bit of bonus money, right? I'm pretty sure that was it, unless I'm misremembering how my province did that, but I remember there's some kind of money that goes to the family of a child. I don't remember what it is, or maybe it goes to the child directly. I'm not really too sure. I don't recall. I'll say aye. Each house has a different long-term goal and backstory, which affects their mutual relationship and affinity. Select the info to read more about the two houses and make your choice. So I have two houses. No blood is like our blood. So tell me the info on TL? Originally, the present Marquisate, sure, of Tyrell was part of the kingdom of Myre, but when the king of Myre asked to share and distribute the wealth of the nobles of Tyrell with the rest of the kingdom, your ancestors rebelled. How dare you try to change what you've always been? The nobles convinced the lower class that the next demand would be to take the children away from their mothers and redistribute them to foreigners. In a few months, a revolt sparked in Tyrell. The reign of Ankist supported the revolt of the nobles, and after a bloody war in the year 143, Tyrell was annexed to Ankist, and your family obtained the title of Marquises. Tyrell has a long coastal strip washed by the Ciar Ocean, but is practically uninhabited. It is covered with forests and tormented by a stormy climate. Your people are terrified of the ocean and prefer to sail in the mild and tranquil waters of the Gulf of Isoropia, or the wild and tranquil River Abney. You are of a very conservative tradition and have every interest in keeping the poor in misery and ignorance, so that they are easily recognizable and do not mix with your pure lineage. So that's where no blood is like our blood comes from. Okay, so that's Tyrell, which is the castle, which makes sense. They have a nice flag. Yes, this is their land. Okay, and here we have life is to be enjoyed. Allwood. So what, we're nemesises to each other? So, okay, that's kind of cool. So, Allwood. Known in ancient times as the Kingdom of the Keys, the territory now called Marquisate of Allwood, had many conflicts with the equally small but more combative Kingdom of Sidlada to the south. Fearing an increasingly likely invasion from the south, or so they thought, your ancestors decided to join the Kingdom of Ankist in the year 73. Making futile any conquest ambition that Sidlada might have had. Since then, your army has done nothing but observe a boundary that has been crossed that has not been crossed for generations. Despite the relative poverty of your land, you enjoy life, good food, and excellent wine. But your supposed mediocrity and indolence are the object of frequent jokes and mockery from the rest of the kingdom. This has earned your people a reputation of always choosing the simplest path and looking for shortcuts. And since your family hardly takes into account all possibilities, you never do anything to prepare your territory for adversity. You often ask the central administration for money to protect the kingdom from the imminent Sidladian invasion, or other phantom threats that never materialize. You would prefer that your kingdom to have less social inequality. Well, see, this seems okay. So, yeah, I can see other nemesises. So this one's all about keep the blood pure, and this one's all about make everybody equal. So I can see why they're nemesi to each other. Nemesis? Nemesises? Yeah, so I'm gonna be all wood. Oh, I gotta hold it. A group of scholars in Libra recently discovered that ancient chronicles often blame a black circle, a dark rising sun, a cursed eclipse, or other similar images for causing the demise of many past empires. After observing similar clues in recent years, historians started speculating about the existence of a secret society that has been leading civilizations to oblivion for centuries. This organization is referred to as the Black Dawn. Some think they are a force of chaos. Others view them as an engine for creative destruction, and some view them as the heralds of a new dawn. I clicked a button by accident. Yeah, it's probably enough. It's probably fine. Oh wait, no, that's the back button. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a back button, so you can read more. Okay. Heralds of a new dawn, harbingers of progress and change. Whatever their true nature really is, it seems that a huge battle is coming. As head of the council, you have the power to shape the future of this kingdom, but the Black Dawn is lurking in the shadows. Its existence is threatening and yet intriguing. Your role is to inform the king about the decisions of the council, but it is within your power to alter them if you so wish, provided you have enough power. It's time to begin. A new king is about to be crowned. How will the future of Ankist unfold? Okay. It is always nice to have a chat log like that, I do agree. The trumpets strike 3 rising notes, and 81? Wow, is that how you spell out 81? I guess it is, isn't it? I've never actually seen the number spelled out properly. And 81 doves are released as Harold V is crowned king by the prior mother of the cult. He doesn't look very happy. The people erupt in a cheer of joy. Our hopes of enduring prosperity are renewed with a new king. Foreign dignitaries from Kasuk, Kaupias, Sidlada, and Mayer crowd the royal castle to evaluate the new king and win his favor. The ceremony is followed by a feast lasting for 3 days and nights along all the streets of Libra, our capital city. A week later, sitting on his throne, behind the grand chiseled door of the council room, the new king addresses us for the first time. Any authority is flickering, and power can be a blessing or a curse for those whom it is exercised, he says. After a long pause, he adds, ruling is an unsolvable dilemma. Add archives. The Eclipse keeps track of 6 storylines of the King's Dilemma Chronicles, advancing with each story chapter. When all storylines are completed, the Eclipse will end and the Uprising will start. Okay. This is the map of the kingdom. From here, you choose your next dilemma from the sidebar. Change the zoom level between the entire continent. The kingdom of Ankis and the capital city of Libra are to reveal all available dilemmas. These 5 resources represent the status of the kingdom. Influence, wealth, morale, welfare, and knowledge. Every dilemma will move 1 or more of these resources, changing the stability of the current reign. Okay. City of Tents. Murano, a rich merchant from a remote desert city called the... okay. So I have a couple in Ankist as well in total. The Royal Marshal reports says that 3 windmills were something. Our commander is receiving a message from our... So I don't know if I get to choose exactly. Well, if it'll tell me. Manage the council and review information about the house of the kingdom here. Spend coins to replace council members and to form alliances when your relationship with another house is maxed out. If you form an alliance with another house, your total power increases by 1. Alliances have other benefits, such as reducing the cost of corruption and the cost of replacing council members. Costs are increased for enemies. With your choices, you can achieve the long-term goal of your house and 2 secondary goals. Completing them will grant you more power, plus a bonus of cohesion, or descent points for the uprising. So my narrative goal is to foster society, equality in the kingdom, build a great orphanage, and defend the Asher brothel. So I can get info on everybody if I want. We don't know about these two. That's interesting. Okay, so we can probably play them against each other as well. So this is interesting. So who neighbors me? These guys, kind of. Okay. I don't know what these mean. I assume maybe it means like, maybe it's literal light and dark. Because who are my nemesis? I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. The archives collect information about past reigns as well as the recorded history of the kingdom. Check previous chapters of the story. Other recorded chronicles, uncovered mysteries, and an encyclopedia that contains information about the kingdom and the known world. There's a lot to this. I mean, I don't have anything so far. I have the encyclopedia. Read that one. Cult of the Mother is the only religion in the kingdom of Ankis and most of the other known lands. The Mother is considered the only true goddess, and she is worshipped as a benevolent figure together with her 8 saint daughters. However, especially in remote places, paganism is sometimes still present, but the cult treats it as superstition, claiming that the pagan gods are likely misinterpretations of the saint daughters. See, that's kind of neat. Don't have any mysteries. Preparations. I assume this will happen later. This will be something for later. The final dilemma. Rain. Preparation takes 3 rains to complete. Unlocks the final dilemma and rewards you with 3 of those at the beginning of each rain. Okay, so yeah, this isn't seeming too complicated. I'm sure it'll get much easier to kind of follow as we play. So we're all about equality. So we probably want to get food. Well, the City of Tents. Oh no, that's a merchant thing. But we'll do stuff with the Golden Harbor. We want wheat. How do I do this? Do I select it? How do I pick again? How do I pick again? I can click this. Hold on, let me look at my. I can't see my controls. Oh, I gotta hold it. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot they want you to hold the buttons. The Royal Marshal reports to us that 3 windmills were set on fire last night along the road between Libra and the Golden Harbor. The affected millers are asking for help rebuilding their windmills. Do we fund the reconstruction of the damaged windmills? To solve a dilemma, use your power to make the final decision after the council has gone through the voting phase. Approving the majority is free, but subverting it will cost you shields, equal to the difference in votes between the 2 sides plus 1. Be careful. If your power reaches 0, the current reign will end. Solving a dilemma moves the resources on the track as predicted by the red and blue gauges. The amount by which a resource moves will be revealed after the vote. So it looks like there's less than the nay portion, so we vote aye and then we should be good. I mean, I want to vote aye anyway. Oh yeah, only our enemies vote nay. With the monetary help of the crown, a small squad of carpenters is hired to rebuild the burned out windmills with the most advanced techniques available. After the work, we are informed that they noticed the smell of an unknown alchemical substance at all 3 locations. Now we've got a lot more up there. Each time a resource moves, the stability marker to the right will follow it. If the stability marker ever reaches either end of its track, the rain will end. Keep all the resources in the highlighted area on the track to score more points when the rain ends. Okay. So we lost money. Yeah, okay. We lost money, but we gained food. Gained wheat. So I gotta do all the dilemmas, I'm guessing? So what's this one? The High Commander has received a message from our soldiers stationed at the troublesome northern border of the Mark of Torque. Skaram smugglers are offering to provide us large quantities of red iron. A strange metal that can break even the strongest steel. I know it's not one, but like going back is even better. I agree. And Bass Ackwards also says, I think it's 2 words or a dash. Yeah, I could see there being a dash in the word 81. I could see that. So strange metal that can break even the strongest steel. The army wants the majority of it, but there is a lot of money to be made by trading it. Do we reserve the red iron as strong metal for the army? I would vote yeah, because we're all about defending our borders, right? With each dilemma, the time counter on the right will increase. When it reaches a space with the skull icon, the king has a 50% chance of dying, or 100% if it reaches the final space. These guys are voting nay as well. Oh, maybe this is a relationship to me? I'm not real too sure. Well, I would personally vote aye. A strong economy requires a strong army to protect it. The High Commander contacts the smugglers to establish the operation. A steady flow of red iron from the mostly unexplored lands of the Flora Flower Mountains is supplied directly to the smiths of the army, with only a little remaining for our merchants. Well, then again, maybe I should have tried to up the merchant class. To thank the king for the prosperous business, the smugglers gift him a masterful red iron sword named Scarlet Tide. The army soon elects the blade as its symbol and as a sign of its future power. A significant portion of the imported red iron starts flowing towards the royal armory, and military smiths begin experimenting with new ways of working with the sturdy metal. Because of its exceptional sturdiness, red iron is difficult to mold into weapons and armor, but a few blades are forged for the most elite regiments. Add to the archives. The moral alignment determines... Okay, so... Moral alignment. Your moral alignment determines which rewards you'll get at the end of each raid. The rewards can be coins, prestige points, and or crave points. The resource track highlights the target area to score points. The more resources in the target area, the more you will be rewarded. Above the resource track, there's a preview of your rewards based on current position of the resources and your moral alignment. Save 10. So here, the Scarlet Tide, Royal Laboratory. So we have a bit of a storyline going with this one. And here too. We've lost contact with the smugglers. Many think they something or other. Yeah, we'll do this one. Many think they fell prey to the Skaram raiders in the Lawless Mountains. Some suggest that we should send a military contingent to investigate. A dangerous quest, as it could be seen as trespassing by the kingdom of Enkal, further to the north, with whom we have not had any contact for decades, and whose military strength is unknown. Do we send the army to investigate the smugglers' disappearance? I mean, do we necessarily? Well, I guess they're giving us more resources, right? When you vote against a council member, your relationship will worsen and they'll eventually become your enemy. Voting in accord with a council member will improve your relationship, and if it reaches maximum level, you can spend coins to form an alliance. I mean, these guys are pretty friendly to us. So I could spend coins to... Because if I vote this, then they'll like me a little less. These guys will like me a little more. I mean, if I do this, then it's a little bit... I guess we do lose food. Okay, so I'm guessing this is how I see each one. So I'm guessing I see these ones as good, and this one is bad. I'm only guessing because, you know, my morality is up here, so my kingdom probably views these as good, and this one is a negative. So if I vote nay, I'm not doing good, actually. I think that's what it is. Yeah, we vote. We send the military in. Our soldiers leave Torque, heading to the harsh Falafawar Mountains, whatever. A few days later, only a handful of them come back. The survivors tell that they found the smugglers' camp and their corpses near the Enkal border, but were attacked by a handful of extremely skilled fighters bearing red iron weapons and armor. Despite their superior numbers, our soldiers barely managed to escape. Solving certain dilemmas will have permanent side effects on the kingdom. When this happens, a chronicle will be registered in the table above the resources track. Their effects, either positive or negative, are applied to the corresponding resources at the beginning of every reign. Positive chronicles move the corresponding resource up by 1 space, while negative chronicles move them down by the same amount. Okay. The sacrifice of our soldiers north of the border gave us insight into the kingdom of Enkal's military strength and their way of fighting. The prospect of further research on the subject excites our scholars at archives. Despite their relatively short distance, contact with the kingdom of Enkal was lost for decades. The bitter lands that divide us allow very few exchanges, and they never had much to offer anyway. Though they were a militaristic society, we considered the Enkali as inoffensive as the Skarims, nomadic tribes living in the unclaimed brown hills along our border. Yet, despite their small numbers, it seems they've become a threat thanks to red iron. They must have discovered it only recently, but they mastered its harvesting and smithing much better than we. The scouts we sent even sighted an impressive fortress reinforced with huge red iron plates they called Crimson Keep. Okay. Just in the army to investigate the smuggler. Oh wait, we did that, yeah. Why is that red now? If a resource is moved twice in a row in the same direction, it will move 1 additional step. The icon color will show you the last direction the resource moved. Okay, that's it. White if moved up, black if moved down. After the second time that a resource moves in the same direction, it will gain a momentum marker and move 2 additional steps. Okay, alright. I see. So stuff in the world. Iron that pierces the sky. So what do we have here? Royal Laboratory. I feel like I should do this. Maybe we can learn more about the red iron this way. Upon inspecting the first weapons made with red iron, the chief doctor of the Royal Army realized it would be a wonderful material for medical equipment, as it is sturdy even when thin. Some suggest we should prioritize forging swords over scalpels, but our medical knowledge could vastly benefit from such superior tools. Do we prioritize medical uses for red iron? Yeah, I think we do. Oh, they're voting nay as well. Spend coins to corrupt a council member and change their vote. The cost of corruption for a council member will increase each time you use it. Corrupting a council member will freeze the relationship between your houses for the current dilemma. Use corruption wisely to manage both your relationships and your power. So they're voting nay. Maybe I should learn more about at least these guys since they are on the council with me. Oh, what's this as well? Solving certain dilemmas will have permanent side effects. Yeah, we've read that already. But what is that chronicle? So I don't know what that chronicle is. Oh, I guess that's a bonus to this. I mean, if I vote aye, then see, if I vote aye, then I'm guessing this needs to force it through, so then I'm losing 2 shields. But I think this does help with my score for what I need. But I could spend coins. But it's 4 coins for 2 shields. Keeping our people alive is more important than giving death to our enemies. We prioritize the use of what little red iron we have for medical tools for the benefit of everyone. Still, the army would have preferred to wield more offensive tools. The invention of more agile medical tools made with red iron, allowing unmatched precision when incising the human body, brought great enhancements to our medical knowledge. A new preparation's available. Okay, well, I'm kind of curious about this. So I took up 2 of my shields. Oh, and now we have maximum diplomacy, I guess, or knowledge. That's knowledge. The king has abdicated. All right. I assume it's because I got that all the way up there, yeah. At the end of each reign, you'll gain rewards as described by your moral alignment. If you manage to put all the resources in the target area, you'll get even more rewards. So I got rebel. But I'm a good rebel, apparently. Okay, so I do need to be a little bit careful. So there is... Yeah, okay. Choosing your heir. At the end of each reign, you'll have to choose the moral alignment for your heir to the head of the council. The longer the reign, the more moral alignments will be available. Oh, okay, so if he's moderate, then it stays more in the center. If he's extremist, it can be everywhere. 1 coin for each step between the highest and lowest resources on the track. The maximum distance is reached. If all the resources are in the central area of the track. I mean, yeah, we'll moderate it. I think moderating it is better. Spend your prestige and crave points to prepare for the uprising. Each preparation shows its rewards and the required number of reigns to be completed. Rewards are collected at the beginning of each reign if you complete the preparation. Additionally, most preparations unlock a dilemma that you will face in the uprising. Second, Libra's geology. Studying the terrain around the capital of Ankis will allow the construction of underground structures and tunnels. Okay, see, this is interesting. The table summarizes the types of preparations and their rewards. Coins, final dolma, reigns, crave. Experience complete. So I did read this one before. You'll unlock more preparations as you progress through the campaign, so visit the screen frequently to prepare for the big battle that is to come. You won't be able to unlock all the preparations in a single playthrough, as some will be locked out depending on the choices you make. Okay, this is very deep, actually. Oh, I can reveal their narrative goals. So what's the deal on these guys? So let's just skim this. Well, no, I'll just read it out. Why not? I've done it with others. Playin was once part of the kingdom of Meyer, but in the year 143, its territories passed under the rule of Libra, after Meyer lost the war against the kingdom of Ankist. You didn't outlast this change. You're not great warriors, and you prefer to obey the laws of someone else rather than face war. It is not difficult to understand why. Your territories overlook the Gulf of Istoropia. Your climate is mild, and you have abundant harvests and flourishing businesses. Your people are hospitable and open, for almost nothing ever happens in your duchy. Foreigners are welcome with curiosity rather than suspicion. Fleur, your capital, has a large square as well as numerous paved streets. All remains of the ancient Sabian League. The great lighthouse of Cape Diaz was carved from the ruins of an ancient building dating back to the time of the Union of Ceylon. The abundance of time and the availability of resources allows your people to have a marked spirituality and a higher level of education than the rest of the kingdom. Your family is often a patron of the best artists, philosophers, and scientists. You are convinced that harmony can be achieved through union of well-being, religion, and science. What about these guys? So I could form an alliance with them. I could form an alliance with these guys too. So these guys actually seem like they would suit me pretty well for alliances. What is known as the Marquisate of Cran was once the heart of an ancient Sabian League. the ancient Sabian League. When it was at its peak in the following centuries, it fell into disgrace and became a poor country. But all this changed after you joined the kingdom of Ankist in the year 120. Your family had the opportunity to invest in mills and vineyards, turning your people's fortunes upside down. The wine produced in your lands is famous for being the best in the kingdom. Also known as Drunk's Skull, Cran has a terrible reputation for his bloodlust. The neighboring kingdom of Sedlatia often complains of constant raids, supposedly carried out by the Cranards. Even if your family puts responsibility for these attacks on the bandits of the southern steppes, the raids are actually carried out by your troops, disguised as raiders, who often rob the merchants of that small, poor kingdom, tormenting its people. Even desert nomadic raiders dare not approach your borders because of your sinister reputation. The people of the other Ankist duchies and marquessates believe that Cran is a den of cutthroats and publicly disapprove of raids, but secretly, they are grateful for your existence because you guarantee the security of the southern borders. However, they hope you never completely take out the external enemies so that your appetite for violence is never satisfied. Deep. Yeah, we'll make an alliance with these guys, I think. Isn't strong enough. Okay, well, next time then. But I could do the narrative goal, but I want to hold on to my coins. Mount all previous tutorials in the pause menu. Okay, so that's it for the tutorials then. So now... Iron that pierces the sky. Scarlet Tide. I mean... I feel like I need to know a little bit about... let's go to Meyer and talk about this. Talk about the iron that pierces the sky. The Tribune reports to us that an unprecedented drought has hit Tiro, ravaging the crops and decimating the cattle. The price of bread has increased to the point that many among the poorest can't afford it. But the Kingdom of Meyer is offering us uncannily cheap wheat. Importing it would save the poorest from starvation, but its low price is suspicious. We import the low-priced Mayurian wheat. See, now that's a toughie. Because it's low-priced. Which could be bad. I'll eye this. Importing the Mayurian wheat. I'll call it yeah, fuck it. It's Mayurian wheat. However, cheaply is an unexpected expense that makes the royal treasurer turn up his nose. The poorest fringes of the population in Tyrol, however, are relieved by the announcement. The drought has impacted food reserves in all of our duchies. Importing grain was our only chance to help Tyrol. Meyer is a small but rather advanced kingdom. They claim that they developed a new fertilizer that allowed them to greatly increase their wheat production without compromising on quality. Yet the Mayurian wheat we are importing is suspiciously gray as ash, as is the flour obtained from it. Tyroleans complain that Meyer is insulting them with poor goods because of the historical bad blood between them, but the poorest outcasts are glad that they have something to eat, and do not care about the color of their bread. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we want to try to keep everything mostly in the middle. Because we don't want the king to abdicate. Dark Harvest. Yeah. This gets me coins or costs me coins? Castle Courtyard. I want to know more about this Dark Harvest. Yeah, tell me about this Dark Harvest here in Tyrol. I want to know more about this. A disreputable Mayurian scholar named Ecletius claims that the gray bread is toxic. Many have been eating it without adverse effects so far, but scared people have begun to burn it in large quantities. However, the fires generate thick columns of fumes that condense into dark rain, pouring over Tyrolean fields and infecting many crops. The same malady as the Mayurian wheat. See, every time I say Mayurian, I think of Steins Gate. That's why I'm always like, is that good, right? We ban the consumption of the gray bread. I mean, if it truly is bad for the people, then I'm thinking yes. And I'm also kind of doing this in a way because they also say I. So yeah, we'll do that. Regardless of the veracity of Eculidius's claims, it's clear that burning the ash bread, as the people call it due to its color, is doing more harm than good, so we forbid it. However, the dark rain's already contaminated many of our fields, which now produce gray wheat too. Given the enduring scarcity of food, more people will be forced to eat ash bread to survive. Ash bread is uninviting to most, but it is a gift to the starving outcasts who can finally afford something to eat. Although its effects were hidden at first, regular consumption over a prolonged time causes sickly grayish spots on the skin, around the lips and down the belly. This mark is now visible on many of the beggars from Vandus. People start calling them ashers, and many claim they are prone to violent outbursts. The rising tensions cause many incidents, and superstitious people even believe that their souls now belong to strange old gods. Ashers, however, claim they are just discriminated against for their visible mark of poverty. Intriguing. Okay, intriguing. Okay, so now we want to bring the food down a little bit. I think. So I could learn about here, the Ashers. We could go to Meyer itself. Our spies have discovered that the gray wheat disease was caused, presumably, is what it says, caused by an experimental fertilizer invented by the disreputable Marian scholar Eculidius. Okay, so he created it. The kingdom of Meyer knew, but decided to hide the truth from us. This leaves us no other choice but to go to war. Do we send an assassin after the inventor of the gray grain and Meyer? I mean, they're messing with our people, so I'm kind of on the voting I side, to be honest. But because I kind of want to preserve my relationship with them, I don't know. I'm not real too sure what I want to do here. I'm kind of leaning towards I, because in the end, they did fuck with us and our people, so I feel like I should. We do not tread lightly against those that protect the enemies of the kingdom. A few days later, the news that Euclidius was found dead, drowned in his own fertilizer, is widely reported. Well, that's a sad way to die. Oh well, I hope this doesn't turn into some kind of witch hunt. Well, if it did, bad things already happened. The Mayurians unleashed the Ashbread plague upon us by utter incompetence, if not with fraudulent intent. Even worse, they tried to hide the truth from us. We have no other choice but to declare war. We will have to prepare for battle. City of Tents. The war. What's going on here? Do we have new ones? Castle Library. In the outskirts. See, I need lots of crowns for the treasure room. So, see, so I need to build... Wait, where do I see my goals again? There you go. Build a great orphanage, foster society, equality in the kingdom. Well, that's kind of a problem with the Asher situation, actually, isn't it? Okay, let's go to the castle's library. Maybe we can learn something. The rector reports that Harit, a famous historian, is performing research on the legendary first king Ahmed, who allegedly lived at a time when the mother was still on Earth. It's a karmic and also a shitty way to die. I get it. I see what you did there. Proving that he was born in our territories would bring us great prestige. Only the oldest monasteries may still contain documents that date back to the mother's time, but males are not allowed to enter these sacred havens. Do you allow Harit, a historian, to research the first king? Oh, everybody's voting nay. See, that'll go up. So see, there's a bit of a problem here because, like, I don't want it to go up too many times actually, but I'm okay with it going up a little because I need the balance. So I might bribe some of these guys. Yeah, we'll do a bribe, but do I do 2 bribe? Or do I try to force it through with a shield? I think I do 2 bribe. And then we vote aye, because I think it's worth letting him through. Hart and his trustworthy assistants are sent to investigate the oldest monasteries of our kingdom. Such a noble endeavor is well worth a slight bending of the cult's ancient traditions. His research on the first king brings the historian Harit and his assistants to the monastery of Lorien in the Duchy of Natar, one of the most ancient of the kingdom. There they discover a forgotten chamber that remained hidden for centuries behind a wall that was recently cracked by an earthquake. This is very Attack on Titan. I don't know how I feel about this. The walls of the chamber are covered with incomprehensible writings and a mysterious fresco. The traditional iconography of the mother shining within the circle of her 8 daughters is eerily twisted. The mother's mouth is unnervingly open. Yeah, just like Attack on Titan, exactly. Despite the vehement protests of Sister Celestina, the high priestess of the monastery, the scholars start working to decode the strange writings. Disquieting? Reports from Lorraine also tell of people going missing in the region. Yeah. Well, that's not super great. So we need to bring that down. Oh wait, the king is abdicated. I let it go too high, I guess. Oh no, is it random? No, it's also random, right? The king is abdicated. Yeah, that's right. So yeah. So it's random, I think, because I didn't let it get to any end. Okay, so I got 2 of the black crowns, 1 of the white. Extremis, for every step between the highest and lowest resources, for every resource in the lower half of the track. We'll do extremist. Yeah, we'll do extremist. I'm feeling extremist. So I can't do anything here. Supply medicine with red iron tools. So I can't do that one. This one's still in research. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So I think I was kind of misunderstanding. I think I was just quote unquote unlucky when it went all the way up and the king abdicated. I think. I don't actually know. I might need to read that again. I might need to read that tutorial again. So I can't really do anything with these guys. And I don't really feel like getting rid of anyone off the council. Like, I could get them off the council. I want to keep my gold. Let me actually read that tutorial again, because I wanna just make sure. So the map, voting, momentum. No. I like how I have pictures here too. End of the reign. No, corruption, momentum, time counter. Each limit time counter on the reign rate will increase when it reaches a space where the icon Skull Kings have 50% of dying, 100%. So yeah, so I've just been letting it reach the final space, basically. Okay, so I somewhat misunderstood, but also somewhat did understand. Secrets from the far. See, I feel like we need to deal with the Asher situation. I feel like we need to deal with the Ashers. So I need... So with this king that I have, I don't know if I can see the king. So it's for every step. So if I have these more kind of stepped out, then that's probably a good thing. Well, spaced out, I mean. Vandus War. This is an interesting game. I do like this. We'll continue with the Asher storyline. The merchant Zymo started selling a strange concoction which is supposed to hide the mark of the Ashers. Its efficacy is dubious, to say the least, and he is a well-known charlatan. Yet many hopeless people trust him in his compound. Do we ban Zymos' mark healing potion? I think it makes sense to ban it. Well, to not ban it. Like, I think not banning it makes sense. Many Ashers flock to the merchant. A few of them see a light reduction in the dark spots around their mouth, but many more suffocate horribly as a result of the alleged cure. Regardless of these incidents, people keep trying the potion in the hopes of getting rid of their unsightly marks. The infamous healing potion created by Zymo continues to afflict the health of those Ashers willing to get rid of their gray mark and fool enough to believe a notorious swindler. See, I was debating banning it. But then I'm like, oh no, I'll give the people a choice, you know? We won't ban it. And, you know, yeah, I don't know. I figured it was the right choice, at least for me. If the maximum distance is reached. So if I can reach the maximum distance, then I get something. Okay. I've been doing good with that, so probably keep that up. Dark Harvest, Vandus. I like how this one is just the King's Dilemma, so it's just like a whole different dilemma. Yeah, I'm gonna keep up with the Ashers. I'm kinda curious to see how this goes. Last night, a group of Ashers camping in an alley in Vandus assaulted some intolerant, superstitious people who were trying to force them out of their makeshift pallets. People are frightened by the rising tension and have suggested that we forbid people from circulating at night to prevent further outbursts of violence. Do we institute a curfew in Vandus? I don't really think that'd be a good idea. I don't think we need to go as far as a curfew. But would that help the people? This is morale. So morale would go down. Now, do we institute a curfew? I mean, if people are getting violent, then I mean, I guess yes, right? Like, I feel like you want the people to be safe and not be assholes to each other, really. So I guess we'll go with the curfew. As a firm response, we proclaim a state of emergency and institute a curfew in Vandus, forbidding all but the city guards from moving freely at night. With nothing preventing the Ashers from wandering the streets during the day, though, some of the superstitious intolerants are debating the opportunity to take even more decisive actions on their own. Ooh. Oh. After the curfew was instituted in Vandus, all beggars living on the streets, Ashers or not, were forced to find another place to sleep at night. Some fanatics, the self-proclaimed defenders, believe the council is siding with the allegedly malignant Ashers in Tyrol and have decided to take matters into their own hands. Ah, no! Ooh, that's pretty awful, actually. These dangerous vigilantes patrol the streets of Vandus, with the declared intent of securing the city from Asher violence. Many Ashers are rudely beaten up, and some worse. Or worse, yeah, Ashers don't abstain from equally heinous acts of violence either. It is difficult to ascertain whether this is the cause of the defenders' actions or a reaction to them. While the debate rages, flocks of crows circle over the woods of Tyrol, feasting on the corpses of those hanged by the defenders. So me wanting to get equality isn't really working out that well, is it? It's actually going pretty tits up. Wave of violence. Wave of violence. Well, let's go ahead and go to Alwood for this, because this is literally our territory. We should probably go here first. Sale. A merchant from Alwood with a stylized sun tattooed. On his wrist is one of the most violent leaders of the Defenders, suspected of hanging at least 5 ashers in the past few months. The Tribune thinks a public execution would bring relief to the families of Sale's victims, but the first judge says we have insufficient evidence to incriminate him. Do you order Sale's execution? I think so, to be honest. I mean, he's killing Ashers. He's probably the cause of all this, to be honest. And normally I'm not one for, like, I'm not a pro-execution kind of guy, but I think in this case, it's for the safety of the people, right? Citizens can't be allowed to take justice into their own hands. Sale is hanged from the main square of Vandus and left there to rot, sending a strong message to the population. Many Ashers are seen visiting the square in the following days, raging against the hanging corpse. So see, now it went all the way up here. It is at its best when it is in the middle of its track, meaning that the realm is perfectly balanced. When it nears the lower end of the track, things are going extremely badly, causing social tensions. When it nears the top end, on the other hand, some factions are accumulating more power than others, creating instability. So we need to bring more down to the bottom of the track. What am I willing to do that with? Money. Money and morale, maybe. Scarlet tie. This is gonna cost me some money, though. So wait, how do I get if the maximum distance is reached? So that's not bad, but I need to bring balance here. So I need to bring something all the way down. If I can do that with money, that'd be good. Maybe money and morale? I don't want to bring food down. I feel like food is good. City of Tents. Let's learn about the City of Tents. Murano, a rich merchant from a remote desert city called the City of Tents, wants to negotiate a lucrative trade agreement. Among his samples of goods is a slave, concubine, and chains. He claims the woman comes from a desert temple that allegedly hides the golden map, a fabled item we've been seeking for decades. Many of our people are against slavery. Do you force Murano, a rich merchant, to free the slave? Well, I mean, yeah, probably, but this might be bad for my balance, though, which is kind of the problem. Because I don't have crowns yet, and I'd like to have some crowns. So, I mean, I would vote yes, and I'm probably going to need to vote yes, because otherwise this goes up anyway. So we can't tolerate slavery. We force the merchant to free his concubine and send him away. Be gone! This compromises our trade agreement, but our people rejoice that we stood up for the poor woman. Many are also excited at the prospect that she may reveal the location of the mythical golden map. Legend says it leads to an endless fountain of liquid gold. Diplomatic incident. Our choice to free the merchant slave compromised our relationship with the southern desert lands before it even started. Sarah, the woman we freed from slavery, comes from a remote temple of the Mother in the south of Marudi, which we call the Ivory Desert. She says the golden map is guarded by this temple. Sarah was kidnapped and enslaved by her former master while visiting the City of Tents. Her story becomes quite popular in the kingdom and spurs a burst of interest in the unexplored southern continent that she calls Confurta. Sarah claims that it is the land where the ancient Sabian League once prospered and fell. Our scholars immediately start preparing a caravan to retrieve the golden map and take Sarah back home. But traversing the Ivory Desert, famous for tempests of burning white sand, will not be easy. Okay, see, this is good. We're keeping it a bit more in balance. Distant reward. I need to bring more down. I just don't know what to bring down. Like money, if I like, because I don't really care about Money, I guess. I need something to go down anyway. I can't have it reach all the way to the top or bottom. I mean, yeah, maybe this, to be fair. Maybe Dark Harvest. It is time to resupply the army. We could save money by mixing, I presume, the ash bread in. By mixing regular and gray wheat to produce the bread rations for our soldiers. Do we use a mix of cheap gray and regular wheat to feed our soldiers? This nay is the way I should go. Nay is most definitely the way I should go. Because the money should drop a lot, whereas my defense won't go up much at all. It's okay, we're the people's champions. We are indeed the Rock. We are indeed Dwayne.